Had to jump in with the real short one, real hot take, some bite down boxing. Ryan Garcia. So a couple weeks ago, Fat Joe was on he was on Talib Kweli's podcast, and they got to talking about how Fat Joe has, for his entire career, he's used the N word. He's Cuban and Puerto Rican, I believe, is his descent or ancestry or whatever. In the conversation, Fat Joe basically on the East Coast, everybody uses the N word. We don't really understand that in the Midwest, where we don't live on top of one another, figuratively speaking, and we just don't have the same like that ethnicity fluidity, But Fat Joe tried to downplay it, and then he kind of got a little. He kind of turned it into a joke, and then just got to the whole thing about canceling. Y'all out here trying to cancel people and cancel culture, whatever. Nah, it's not always canceling. Sometimes it's holding people that we support. We holding people accountable. We just ain't supposed to be dumb and endlessly. What's up, Latours? We're not just out here to just throw you our money and throw you our support. So same thing here. I'm struggling to understand what's going on with all this outpouring of support for Miss Naomi Osaka with her mental health thing, leaving quitting basically the French Open. And now here we are with another individual who a couple of weeks ago basically quit, in Ryan Garcia. Now, if you want to step away, if you need time away, you want to get out of you want to get from under the spotlight, you want to step away from the public and whatnot, and from your role as a professional athlete, I understand it. I do. But while you are trying to recover and recalibrate and reset, how the hell do you come out and talk about people fighting the good fight? How does one do that? And this is and Ryan Garcia, this is a young man who was just all over the place on all of the platforms talking about fighting Manny Pacquiao. Nobody ever held him accountable for that. He was talking about 2-2, knocking out Tank Davis in 2 rounds or whatever in the second minute of their fight. No one ever held him accountable. Then he goes on and says, I don't even need to face the guy that I just won a WBC eliminator bout. I don't even have to go face the champion because his belt means nothing. So what are we doing? What are we doing in the world of sports right now? And in general, I'm just seeing stuff with Malik Scott come out and say that Deontay Wilder is more skilled than Muhammad Ali. Like, a pair of lips will say anything. A pair of lips will say anything. And you might be saying, well, you sitting here talking right now, point taken. But how does Ryan Garcia come out and say, I would have KO'd you right there, and you sitting on the beach somewhere? He's more Oscar than Canelo personality-wise. I'd agree. But, this is when you have amassed a great following and things have been given to you. And again, there's no accountability. Everybody's going to go along with whatever Ryan is saying because they want to use him to get viewers, to get clicks, so on and so forth. I hope he did. I hope he said psych. I didn't even give no air to the video. I don't even want to see it. I just saw people talking about it. But for Ryan Garcia, you were dropped in the second or third round. You were dropped with a single punch, and a dude let you off the hook. Inexplicably, this dude just quits fighting and comes out afterwards and says, well, you can't just rush in on a hurt fighter. Man, whatever. I don't know what I was watching that round. It happened. It's one of those things, you just keep it moving. But here it was, you were dropped. hurt badly. You got your way back into it, and then you went on and finished the fight. But now we come here and look at Devin Haney, who boxed masterfully for 8 or 9 rounds, maybe even 10 and a half rounds, or 10 and 1/3 round. This man boxes masterfully. He's in here trying to quell criticism. So he's in the pocket doing some different things. He didn't even really have to be there when he took that shot. But like I was saying in another video with the Naomi Osaka, my commentary on that, as a young fighter, Devin Haney feels like he has to answer these questions. He has to do certain things to check certain boxes for certain people. So he's in there fighting a specific way to try to answer those questions about him as a fighter, about him as a competitor, about him as a man. And he was in there doing it, and he took a shot. And now you sit at home, you sit somewhere missing in action, you ain't even ringside. Ryan Garcia, you ain't even in the building. Devin Haney was at his last fight against Luke Campbell. And you told the world that he needs me, I don't need him. You told a champion to go somewhere. Exactly. I said that I said that a while ago, that you, with a lot of these fighters, even with Deontay Wilder, whatever my thoughts are on his chances in this trilogy, you can't fight all of the battles. You can't beat 1 million people in one fight, or you can't fight them. You can beat them. At the end, if you get the victory, you can defeat everybody, but you can't fight everybody at the exact same time. You just got to pick one, the main target, and take it out. But yeah, Garcia, you're not even in the building, and you sitting here on social media where bullshit lives, and then somehow this week that meant something. A bunch of people reposted, retweeted, regram it, whatever. You don't even have an opponent, bro. You don't even have a return date. And when you walked away, again, I'm supposed to be Russell, what's my man's name? I can't think. I'm supposed to be Russell Wilson and Steph Curry and be empathetic to you. Oh, he's just a young kid. He's 23 or whatever. Him and his 8 million followers that they tell us about every time he's on a stream, he just needs time. And, and then Devin Haney did the manly thing and the honorable thing when he was asked about Ryan Garcia during his fight week. He was like, "No, I'm not going to kick a man while he's down. No, I'm not going to kick a man while he's down." He shouldn't even answer the question. Shouldn't even gave Ryan Garcia any light, the way that Ryan Garcia has disregarded him as a world champion. However he got it, and being that you did win a bout to become his eliminator, and then turn around and cast all kind of dispersions on the man's name. He shouldn't have even answered it. But he said, "Nah, I gotta go. I'm out here working on my career and doing my thing. I got a big fight in front of me." He was real magnanimous about it. So anyway, my time is up, man. I'm just sitting here struggling today that a man who was going into a big fight chose to go in a different direction, and then comes out and talks about the person who was actually fighting. Man, you hate to see it. Hate to see it. Anyway, bite down boxing, man. Don't let them count you out. Real quick note on Devin Haney. I was very impressed with his boxing. One thing that I don't know if I said it clearly or not, I am a little concerned that it took him that long to recover. I don't see nothing wrong. It's not the end of the world for me for a person to catch a bad shot, to get caught, and, legs get unsteady, so on and so forth. I don't really find a lot of fault in that. It happens. And if you're trying to make a fight, it could happen. I did like the instincts and how he survived the moment. But again, with him being in shape the way that he trains and whatnot, his youth, I'm expecting there to be a recovery. Look at what Nordine Ubali was able to do in the fourth, coming out. I don't even know how that man came out for the 4th round against Nonito Donaire. So to see Devin kind of out of it, for as long as we did, that was a little that raises a red flag for me. It really does. Maybe that's hating in some people's language. I'm just saying what I observed and what I know since I've been watching boxing. But anyway, let me get on out of here, man. Don't let them count you out. Pay me no mind, sports and entertainment. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great.